Well, TD, thank you so much for joining us today. Really looking forward to today's conversation. Obviously, you and I know each other for a little bit of time now, but for the folks watching our video today that maybe don't know who you are, your company, please introduce yourself, your name, your role, and a little bit about BM2.
Yeah, thanks, Ben, for having me on. My name is TD Studer. I am the Senior Director of Operations at BM2 Freight Services, headquarters here in Kentucky. We also have an office up in Chicago. BM2 Freight is a traditional brokerage 3PL. We operate in North America, so if rubber hits the road, we can get it done for our customers. And we go pretty way back. I mean, we've known each other for 5, 6 years now, Ben, right?
Mhm. So TD, we obviously have known each other for quite some time, not just through being a customer over the last year or so, but also throughout our time in the industry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been a fun ride with you guys the last 2 years. So I'm excited to get into the interview and let you guys know what we think about Speed to Quote.
Wonderful, wonderful. So maybe before we even get into that, is there anything more that you could share about BM2? Like what makes your company unique to the industry, or maybe things that you guys focus on or customer type?
Yeah. So BM2 is family owned and operated and has been for 18 years. We have the same three owners that started and opened the doors. That's pretty unique to our industry to see that and to see kind of it bootstrapped from the ground up and still have the same three owners coming in every day. From an industry standpoint, food and bev was their first load that they ever moved. Food and bev is still our number one pillar today, as well as manufacturing, retail, and we have a lot of freight forwarder customers, 4PL customers that come to us for our services. I think what is unique about BM2, I've been at four different brokerages. 15 years in the industry. Started at one of the top dogs and did a startup and then went to an asset-based brokerage and then eventually landed at BM2 here 5 years ago. I would say one of the things that I find most unique is the people. I know that's
Mhm.
kind of cliche, but honestly, the group here at BM2 is solid. Like our people care about our mission, they care about our customers, they care about our carriers, and that really drives this unique environment where we can provide some really solid solutions to our customers. We probably have the most tenured group of brokers that I've seen. The number one employee ever hired here is still here, operating freight. Our sales director, Jay Malash, shout out to him. He's been here 14 years now, just hit his 14-year anniversary. So from the brokerage on the floor, our customers really get consistency with our reps being here for as long as they have been.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah, you don't really hear, too much of that really in any industry. There's always a lot of turnover. So when you hear about things like, people being there for 14 years, a lot of the, early employees still being there, I think that's a testament to the business, the leadership at BM2. So that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, it's weird being the new guy on the block and being here 5 years. So
Uh,
it's a good core group of people, and that's I think when we look at our growth path, it's like what are we doing to develop our people, and what are we doing to develop our processes, and we're about to get into one of the processes that we developed and grew with the relationship with Speed to Quote. So.
Oh, great. Well, let's dive right into it, TD. So maybe to kick things off, what are some of the challenges, you were facing or your team was facing before you even heard of Speed to Quote?
So when we break down the RFP process, I think the biggest challenge is time. When we pull a rep away from servicing the day-to-day needs of our customers, we are losing time and money. We want our reps spending as much time as they possibly can servicing our customers. So these RFP processes, they've evolved over the years, but really they're lengthy. Multiple rounds, thousands and thousands of lanes. It's a unique scenario where the rep really has to use his knowledge of the business and the account, spend a lot of time and effort to make sure he's putting the best solutions in front of that RFP to win the business. I think that was the biggest challenge that Speed to Quote helped us fill the gap on. I mean, I could go through probably 5, 6 other ones like siloed information, downloading and manually uploading different RFPs, bad formats for customers, like trying to break down and dissect a bad format for a customer RFP, put it back in a working copy and resend it out. Those are all, problems that live there as well. But I would say the main one that it solved for us is the time we gave back to the reps by not having to sit through a 6,000 lane RFP and be able to identify the areas that we can make the most impact quickly, connect those solid opportunities to our carrier base, and then go out and execute for the customer.
That's great insight there, TD. Was there something that happened, or what made you decide to look finally for a platform like Speed to Quote, and why did you choose us?
The sheer volume of RFPs, there's no doubt right now that the rates in our industry have been on this crazy roller coaster since COVID. COVID kind of broke the RFP process and the tender flow that customers had. And when those routing guides started breaking down, customers have to go out and do many RFPs, quarterly RFPs. So customers now, they don't really do one annual lifelong RFP and that sticks all year long. That you hardly see that anymore. You'll see, one annual RFP, and then you'll see a mini bid because, routing guide broke down. Then you'll see a quarterly RFP, and then they'll shop out another mini bid. So the sheer volume of RFPs coming into our organization kind of made us say, hey, this is taking up more time than where we want our reps spending it, and we need to go look for a solution.
Got it. And so was there something about us that made you decide to move forward?
Yeah. When you shop tech in this space, you have to be careful. You need to make sure that the people that are building and the brains behind the technology are through and through rooted in our industry. And Ben, you have been one of those people rooted in the transportation industry. And then so that's step one. Do these people understand brokerage? Do these people understand U.S. domestic transportation? Have they lived it? Have they walked it? And then what solution are they providing? And you guys check that box. So kudos to you with your background in our industry and your knowledge that your team had. We felt safe moving forward to the next steps. After that, does your product fit our current process or enhance our current process? And that's where Speed to Quote really kind of landed the deal. It simplified our RFP process while still giving our account reps control over the decision-making process and price that we're going to quote our customers. Because ultimately, our account reps need to have control of what they're quoting their customers because they are going to be responsible for executing that freight if that freight does hit our board.
Got it. Well, I appreciate the insight there. We've done our best to really listen to our customers and really understand what their challenges are. And that's how we go about our development. So it speaks very highly when our customers' things resonate instantly when looking at our platform.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of freight tech out there, as you know, right now. It's a boom, and there's a lot of people trying to sell you things that they'll sell you the world, and then you get into it, and all of a sudden this is not what you signed up for. So that's not what you get with Speed to Quote. You guys are rooted in our industry. You understand our industry, and you work like a broker. You guys truly are 24/7 for us as well.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. So TD, maybe switching gears a little bit, how is your team using Speed to Quote today? Maybe walk us through, what a day in life looks like for your operations folks or your sales folks.
So Speed to Quote touches every RFP in our operation. We are set up a little different than most brokerages. We actually align our RFP process with our strategic carrier sales team. We have a director of strategic carrier sales. He oversees the RFP process. And the reason that we do this is we find it best to align our top carriers, our primary carriers, with the best opportunities within our network. And Speed to Quote aligning it with that group, allowing them to download the data, highlight areas where we're more competitive than the market, where we have strategic carrier partnerships in place, and then processing all that into one unified document and getting it in front of our account reps really takes our process to the next level. We're not just relying on external and internal data to quote our business. Yes, we use that, but we actually get the opportunity to put those live opportunities in front of our carrier base, engage in a conversation with that carrier, bring the deal back to the customer in a unique way, giving them confidence that if we do win this freight, it's going to get executed, and then we're off the door running day one when the go live date happens. So I would say before it was, a team kind of managing the data, the AR making the ultimate call on the rates, multiple different email Excel sheets going back and forth before a final copy, and then the account rep submitting the data. Now it comes to the RFP team, it goes through the speed to quote process. You guys make it super easy for us to find those areas. We have a couple different strategies that we like to use, which, I won't go into too depth there. There's probably competitors listening or whatnot. But then we shop that out with our primary carriers, see what fits, and then we go in to the RFP with a finalized copy where we feel very, very comfortable to the customer. So.
Appreciate that nice walkthrough of how your team uses it today. You might have, kind of brushed a little bit on it, but are there any features or reports that you actually find the most valuable?
Yeah, you guys developed something called a strategy builder, and it is incredible. There's no way to kind of explain this in words, but your strategy builder allows us to have multiple different strategies for multiple different customers or carriers in our network. So instead of just saying, hey, we're going to take one mile band strategy that worked with this one customer and we're going to apply it to every RFP and throw spaghetti at the wall, now we can get very strategic. We can get down into the equipment types. Oh, this is a purely dry van bid. We know this strategy worked out of this area. We're going to deploy strategy 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a reefer carrier or a specific customer. They're already a customer of ours. We already know their business. We already know their lanes. We already know, their price points. We're going to deploy a customer specific strategy. So the ability to layer multiple strategies in a click of a button across one RFP, a new RFP, or an existing RFP is honestly a game changer.
That's awesome. And it's probably nice that you have this level of functionality and it has nothing to do with AI either.
Yeah. You're not selling AI. You literally build the strategy. You know exactly what that looks like. You click the bid, you click submit strategy, and it goes through and it marks everything up the way that you would quote it in your brain if you were manually going down the Excel sheet. So there's no artificial intelligence there. That's a hot topic right now, Ben. You can't be talking about AI stuff.
Yep, AI definitely has its our place in the industry and parts of our product as well. But yeah, it's just a fun little buzzword to throw in our conversation.
Yeah, it is. Everybody reaching out to me selling freight tech right now, the first thing is AI. It's definitely a buzzword.
Yep. We got AI for the AI now.
It's crazy. Bots building bots.
So TD, what results have you seen since implementing speed to quote? For example, maybe faster quoting, improved win rates, maybe better visibility, cost savings, collaboration, all the above?
Yeah, so I'll give you a couple of specific examples. If speed to quote can't save you time, that you guys named your product wrong. So time and time saved is definitely the value add there. From actual data that I can give you from results since implementing speed to quote, we kind of break RFPs down into two categories. We got existing customers that we already run business for, and then we got brand new customers that we don't know their freight, we don't know their operations. So we kind of separate the two. On our existing customers, on everything that we quote, we got about a 35% win rate on our RFP process, which I think is strategically very strong. So if we quote it, 35% chance of, capturing some type of award off of what we quoted. New customers, which is the hardest ones to get into the door, they don't know you, they don't know your service. We have a 10% win rate right now historically. And I would say, those have drove up drastically in the last 2 years with what we've done with speed to quote. And it's nice to say that we're winning more in a tighter market, in a rate heavier market. So seeing that return on investment has been huge.
That's fantastic. And maybe piggybacking off that a little bit, has there been any like surprises or almost like an aha moment where speed to quote revealed some type of insight that maybe changed how you attack your business today?
Yeah, I think the biggest aha moment was, everybody talks about having, great carrier relationships and this great carrier network, but connecting those dots real time is very, very hard, especially for reps on the floor. Your account reps on the floor dealing with 100 different things, quoting, building, scheduling, fallouts, recoveries, servicing your customers every day. Really, really struggle with connecting the dots of your carrier network. And the aha moment comes with speed to quote, where now we have primary carriers not just working on one account. Historically at BM2, we would have one carrier and their primary carrier, and they give us great service, but they really only touch this customer's business. Now we have primary carriers starting to connect the dots in our ecosystem across multiple accounts because of the RFP process and being able to elevate those relationships to other shippers and other customers because it matches well with the ecosystem and the network that we have internally here at BM2. So that aha moment with reps and our strategic carrier sales team was saying like, hey, this new opportunity we've never seen before, it already pairs super, super well with this primary carrier and this network and this shipper. Let's be aggressive and go after this business. That is the coolest aha moment and connection piece that we have seen.
That's great. That's great. TD, maybe to segue a little bit with your relationship with us and your experience. What has your experience been with working, with our company and of course your account rep, Alex from our team?
So Alex is the man. He is honestly amazing. Rolling out any type of tech or implementation, there's always changes, there's always challenges. And to have somebody like Alex responding at 7, 8 o'clock at night in your first week when you're trying to process your first RFP and it's not going right, and him jumping in being like, no, you guys are just dumb. you added this wrong. Let me fix it for you. We'll get this RFP done. Is a testament to how you guys service your customers, and we do the same. So that scenario did happen with us when we first launched Speed to Quote. We're trying to run our first RFP through the process. Well, there's timelines on these things, and we got to get it uploaded. And Alex was right there through the whole first RFP, walking us through it, servicing us, making sure that what we were quoting was accurate and correct. So that is should provide anybody the confidence, if you're going to sign up with Speed to Quote, that they're going to have your back through issues, through challenges, through changes, through implementations. It's been awesome.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, it's customer first. That's just something that has always been ingrained in me, and we want to make sure every customer feels like we will do whatever we possibly can to make you successful with our product. And it's not something where we'll just leave you alone, right? If you need help with anything, you just shoot us a message. We'll jump right in to help. So I think
we made some pretty big changes too.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I think having that line of communication with your partners, your vendors or customers or whoever. It's super crucial, right? Because at the end of the day, business is still nothing more than people working together with people, right? So got to be able to service, people in order to be successful. So TD, from your perspective, what are the biggest challenges in transportation logistics today?
It's a loaded question. Uh, I mean, talk about a time to be in transportation, on the customer side, on the carrier side, and on the 3PL, 4PL brokerage side. We are experiencing all-time high in rates that we've ever seen, tighter capacity, more crackdown on compliance and safety, which we need it in our industry, and we see the good in that return uh, for the long term. We're also seeing more liability put on shippers and brokers than ever with the last two current cases out in the marketplace. We won't dive into those today, but
Mhm.
there is a lot of change happening in this industry. And I think the coolest thing about transportation, and something that has always ring true, is our relationships matter. Three C's: your customers, your carriers, and your coworkers. If you're
Mhm.
not developing strong relationships with your customers, carriers, and internally here with your coworkers, and trying to enhance the communication, because that's what we do, right? We communicate every day. Enhance
Mhm.
the communication. You're gonna fail in this ever evolving industry. I think the challenges that we face with the capacity crisis, with the FMCSA crackdown and compliance, and the
Mhm.
rates skyrocketing, it's going to take true relationships to resolve those in supply chain, other than AI or some magic bullet
Mhm.
market tool that is going to come out and
Mhm.
says this fixes it all. I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be people coming together, working with people, figuring this thing out, driving real relationships towards growth. And the
Mhm.
people that can do that together will win, in the coming years.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more. So TD, maybe just to end with, if there's a transportation company out there, whether they're a asset-based carrier or another broker that might be competing with you, what would you tell them about speed to quote?
I would say you're missing out. Like, just give it a try. Call Ben, call Alex, do a demo, and just see if it fits. There's no magic bullet to this RFP process. They're not going to sit here and promise you the world that all of a sudden you're going to plug in speed to quote and you're going to win all this freight. If you did, you would probably be scared that you won all that freight anyways, or you wouldn't have quoted it right in this market if you're going to be awarded that much freight. But challenge yourself to look at the RFP process different in your organization, and challenge yourself to find out what your problems are today and then how you can get better. Write those down and then have a conversation with Ben and the Speed to Quote team.
Thank you so much, TD. Appreciate
Yeah.
that, those words. And hey, if there are any, shippers out there, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, and they wanted to get a hold of yourself or BM2 for any of your services, how do they get a hold of you?
You can always email me. I'm 24/7. My email is tstuder, Studer, at bm2freight.com. You can visit our website at bm2freight.com. There is a sales at bm2freight.com email that you can reach out to. I would, if you're a customer, you always have my cell phone, but there's probably going to be a lot of other salespeople on this that I do not want to give out my cell phone to this call. But I'm 24/7. You can reach out to me anytime. I love this industry. I love connecting with people. So that's how you would connect to me. Probably best is through email.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, thank you, TD, for your time today. And thank you, everyone out there watching our videos. We really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up, too.
Yeah. Hey Ben, thanks. I appreciate your time. This was awesome. Looking forward to the future with our two companies.
Absolutely, TD. Thank you.